Text. One day, you will wake up and realize that most of your life already happened quietly in the background. And the strange part is that you probably won't remember the exact moment it started slipping away. In Japan, there is a season people wait for all year. For only a brief period, cherry blossoms cover the streets, rivers, temples, and mountains in soft shades of pink. Families gather beneath the trees. Friends sit together in silence. Strangers stop walking just to look upward for a few seconds longer. Everyone knows the blossoms will disappear soon. That is exactly why they matter so much. This became more than tradition. It became a philosophy. The Sakura Philosophy. A way of seeing life through the fragile beauty of temporary things. Modern life rarely teaches this lesson. Instead, it teaches us to act as if we have unlimited time. Unlimited mornings. Unlimited chances. Unlimited opportunities to finally become happy later. So we delay living. We postpone joy. We sacrifice the present for a future that never fully arrives. And slowly, without noticing, life turns into preparation instead of experience. The sakura tree offers another perspective. It blooms completely without demanding permanence. It does not fear the falling petals. It does not wait for perfect conditions. It simply becomes beautiful while its season exists. Humans struggle with this deeply. We want certainty. We want guarantees. We want proof that the people we love will stay forever and that our lives will unfold exactly as planned. But reality moves differently. Everything changes. Everything fades. Everything eventually ends. And strangely, this truth is not depressing. It is what gives life its intensity. Think about your most precious memories. Many of them were ordinary moments disguised as unimportant days. A late-night conversation. A walk home after rain. Your mother calling your name from another room. A friend laughing so hard they could barely breathe. At the time, none of those moments announced themselves as life-changing. They felt small. Almost invisible. Only later did they become priceless. This is one of the saddest truths about being human. We often recognize value only after something disappears. The Sakura Philosophy asks us to notice beauty before it leaves. Not afterward. Before. That changes everything. Because when you understand impermanence, your priorities begin to shift naturally. You stop wasting energy trying to impress strangers. You stop measuring your worth through endless comparison. You stop sacrificing your peace just to meet expectations that were never truly yours. A cherry blossom never competes with another blossom. Each flower blooms in its own time. Each petal falls in its own way. Yet together, they create breathtaking beauty. Humans forget this constantly. We rush through our lives believing we are behind everyone else. Too late. Too slow. Too unsuccessful. But nature never hurries. The seasons arrive exactly when they are meant to. A sakura tree does not panic during winter. It trusts that blooming season will come again. Maybe your life also has seasons. Seasons for growth. Seasons for rest. Seasons for rebuilding after painful endings. Yet modern culture makes rest feel like failure. We glorify exhaustion. We reward constant busyness. People proudly say they have no time, as if being overwhelmed proves importance. Meanwhile, entire years disappear into routines we barely remember. Wake up. Check the phone. Work endlessly. Sleep tired. Repeat. Then suddenly, someone you love grows older. A child becomes an adult. Parents develop gray hair. Friends move away. And you realize time was never standing still while you were distracted. The cherry blossom reminds us that awareness is a form of gratitude. To notice life is to honor it. Even the smallest moments deserve attention. The warmth of sunlight through a window. The sound of rain late at night. Tea cooling slowly in your hands. A quiet dinner with people you may not always have beside you. These moments seem ordinary because they happen quietly. But one day, they become memories you would give anything to experience again. That is why presence matters. Not productivity alone. Not achievement alone. Presence. To fully exist where you are instead of mentally living somewhere else. Most people spend their lives trapped between regret and anticipation. Thinking about yesterday. Worrying about tomorrow. Missing today completely. But cherry blossoms do not bloom for the future. They bloom now. And maybe that is the lesson we desperately need. Life is not waiting somewhere ahead of you. Life is happening while you are distracted by everything else. One of the deepest fears humans carry is the fear of endings. We fear losing people. We fear aging. We fear death because it reminds us we cannot hold on to anything forever. But the Sakura philosophy does not treat impermanence as an enemy. It treats impermanence as the reason beauty exists at all. Imagine if cherry blossoms lasted forever. People would stop gathering beneath them. They would become ordinary background scenery. The shortness of the season creates meaning. Your life works the same way. The limited number of sunsets is what makes sunsets beautiful. The limited number of conversations is what makes honest words matter. One day, someone will hear your laugh for the final time. One day, you will visit a familiar place without realizing it is your last visit there. This truth sounds painful. But it can also become liberating. Because when you finally accept that time is limited, you stop treating your days carelessly. You become intentional. You forgive faster. You love more honestly. You spend less time pretending. You stop waiting for perfect timing that may never arrive. Many people believe happiness comes from controlling life completely. But the Sakura tree teaches the opposite. Peace comes from participating in life while accepting its temporary nature. The petals fall anyway. The seasons still change. People still leave. You still grow older. And none of this prevents life from being beautiful. In fact, it is the reason beauty feels so powerful. So how should you spend your time? Spend it creating memories instead of collecting endless distractions. Spend it protecting your attention from things that drain your spirit. Spend it with people who make ordinary days feel meaningful. Spend it resting without guilt sometimes. Spend it saying what needs to be said before silence becomes permanent. Call your parents. Visit your friends. Watch sunsets without recording everything. Laugh loudly. Eat slowly. Walk without rushing occasionally. And stop treating every single moment as a stepping stone toward another future moment. This is not a rehearsal. This is your life unfolding right now. The tragedy is not that life is short. The tragedy is how many people spend their short lives emotionally absent from their own existence. They survive instead of noticing. They consume instead of appreciating. They postpone joy until there is no time left to enjoy anything fully. But the Sakura tree whispers something gentler every spring. You do not need forever to create something meaningful. A brief season can still become unforgettable. A short life can still bloom beautifully. And maybe that is enough. Maybe the goal was never to live forever. Maybe the goal was simply to bloom completely while your season lasts.